Hi, and welcome back to David Tom Creations channel. Today I am going to be having a look at the new version of Native Access, Native Access 2. There's not really been much about it from either Native Instruments or on YouTube, so I thought I would give you a quick look at what it looks like. Leave a link in the description because it does not come up as an upgrade to your existing Native Access. So I was expecting when I launched Native Access that there would be an update to it, but it's not. It's actually separate, so you can keep your original Native Access as well as Native Access 2. So there's not really much to the information on the website. Basically, there's three versions. You've got your Intel one, which is what I'm using, Mac Intel. You've got a Mac M1, and then you've got a Windows version. There's not really much else to say. It just keeps repeating these, and it gives you a few pictures about what it looks like. So obviously the main thing is now that you can actually filter these, which was sadly lacking. You also need Windows 10 or 11 and macOS 10.14 upwards, 10.15 or 11. So if you're on an older version of macOS, you will need to stick with original Native Access. Native Access, which you are more familiar with, you've got your not installed available updates, and you've got either thumbnail view or you've got list view, and that was it. So if you wanted to say, filter out the expansions or play series or instruments or whatever, then you are stuffed. And obviously I do have rather a lot. So it's always been alphabetical A to Z. And a lot of the time I do want to say, right, I want to find X, Y, or Z. And you've got to scroll through the whole. As I say, I've got about 200 or whatever it is, some ridiculous amount. And I haven't even installed them all. So I've still got 90 not installed. So I haven't installed all the Abbey Road stuff or a lot of the Scarby stuff because I am just not going to use it. I'm not even installed Contact 7 yet. So anyway, so that is your original version. So the new version is black. That is the main thing. It's black, and it has all installed and available as well. So it's slightly different. So it doesn't have not installed at the side. It has the updates. Now, if you're wondering why there's so many of these updates, these are purely for M1 Macs. So there's not really much point me upgrade. I mean, I could, but I am not going to be getting an M1 Mac anytime soon. So if you're wondering what the difference is, that's it. They're just M1 updates. So like I said, you don't really need to bother with them. So you've got your main library. So let's say we've now got, so I've got 189 items. So I wasn't far off, 200. So you've now got you've got applications. So these are the ones that you require to use with DAW. And you've got instruments. So that's all your instruments. So I've got 106 items. So it now tells you what you've actually got. And then you can filter by cinematic. So I've got 30 cinematic. You've got drums, guitar, keys, orchestral, regional, and sampler, synth, and vocal. So I have one vocal, which is vocalize. And synths, you've got 30. And sampler, we have got 11. So they're including things like play series and sampler for some reason. I don't know why. There should be a separate one for play series, so you can filter all your play series, I would have thought. And then the next one is all your effects. So I've got 27 effects and expansions. Way! So I've got 42 expansions. So I can now see all my expansions, which is, like, why? Why is it taking this long? And then you've got the Contact. So this says instruments and effects based on the Contact platform. And I have got 83. And as you can see, it's a real mixed bag because obviously you can use most things in Contact. And then there's Reactor as well. And it says instruments and effects based on the Reactor platform. And I've got 19 of those. So the one thing I was hoping for, if we go back to, say, all, was that, so it gives you the version here. So you've got version 1.2 and the size 8.43 gigabytes. So you've got all that. And then at the end, we've got install, and it obviously shows you what's been installed. So install. So if I go to available, that will show me the things that I have to install. So I've got 19 items. So if I go to installed, I've got 170 items. And the one thing that I was hoping for, but they haven't done, is an uninstall. So we've got reinstall, release notes, and installation paths. But so there's still no way of uninstalling an application or a VST or whatever it might be, which is a pain in the arse. All the applications go to my internal SSD, and all the other instruments go to my Samsung T5. So I have them split between those two. So that's it. So you can see these are the ones as well that have got updates, and like I said, those are just M1 updates. You've got your updates there, and then your library. You've got your add serial, your preferences, and then that's your locations. You've got your legacy products and your usage data. You can either go to thumbnail view or list view up there as well. So I'm kind of in list view, just so that you can see a bit. Well, in fact, let's switch back to, there we go. So yeah, so that's your that's how everything looks. And to be honest, you're probably better in list view now, and it's obviously still alphabetical. You can't, it's always going to be that. You can't change that, but at least now you can bloody filter things. So that is basically a native access 2. And the other thing is, it's not that easy to find. If we go back to products, so the Native Instruments hasn't really been saying much about this, which is a bit weird because it's quite a, it's an important bit of software because it controls everything you do. So if you actually want to find it, you go to software and sounds and free, and it is down here. You just click on that and you'll get to this page where you can download whichever version you want. So, and like I said, I've kept both, so you can don't overwrite it, your original one, and you can keep that just in case anything happens with it. So anyway, so that is it for today's video. If you are enjoying these videos, remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.